Hey guys, it's your girl Shauna Graham, and welcome back to another episode of Yellow Couch Talk, my podcast where I talk about self-healing, self-realization, and the most important thing, that I'm a progressing person, not a perfect one. So let's jump right into the episode. Hey guys, it's your girl Shauna Graham, and welcome back to another episode of Yellow Couch Talk. Don't mind this big sweater that I have on. It is like, for some reason, it's been cold and rainy, and I'm cold. I'm not turning no heat on, so I'm just gonna put this big sweater on. So today's quote of the day is, don't settle for average. Bring the best to the moment. Then whenever it fails or succeeds, at least you know you gave all you had. We need to live the best that's in us. And that comes from Angela Bassett. So this week, I decided to talk about Black women in the workforce because I just feel like as a Black woman, I have I always forget to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and then like text message comes through and stuff. Okay, anyways, but I feel like I have like firsthand experience, obviously, because I'm a Black woman and I know what it is like to be in a workforce, and just not corporate America. That's definitely like way higher, but I still do have experience of being a woman and being a Black woman in the workforce, in a workplace. So I do want to start this podcast off with like the Crown Act and identifying or just like explaining what that is. So I do have like the actual like what it is. Okay, so the Crown Act is that it was created in 2019 by Dove and the Crown Coalition in partnership with the state senator Holly J. Mitchell of California to protect against discrimination based on hairstyles by extending protection to hair texture and protective styles such as braids, locks, twists, and knots in the workplace and public schools. And I am here for it because I know there are certain, what is it? I was watching something and it's like many like lawsuits and cases of where Black people were being fired because they had locks, or they just weren't allowed to wear their natural hair because it had to be tamed. So I am so glad that there is a thing such as the Crown Act, and I love it. I love that now it's like out there in the world and companies are not allowed to, and if they do, then that's on them, like lawsuit ready to happen. So I wanted to talk about Black women and just being a woman in the workforce in general. So my field, so I went to school, I went to culinary school to be a chef, right? And honestly, I don't think that me growing up, there was like a lot of representation, especially Black women. Like when I was watching the Food Network, I'd never really seen Black women. The only really woman I remember was Rachel Ray. And that's who like I loved. I love Rachel Ray because she was like a woman, and then she had her 30-minute meals. And I just was like, that's who I want to be. Like I want to be Shauna, and I want to own or be on the Food Network, and I want to have my own cooking show. I used to be in the kitchen, like pretending like there was camera crew and I was cooking. And that is just like where it stemmed from. That's what I wanted to do. So for years, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a cook. I'm going to be a chef. I'm going to have my own Food Network show. And, you know, honestly, that still is like a dream of mine. It's like a little dream. It's like baby me. It's like inside, deep down inside. That's like something that I would just be, it would be so cool to be like, you know what? I could make that happen. You know why? Because it just like, I have a YouTube channel and I cook, and I'm a vegetarian. So I could cook. Oh, y'all, coming probably not this year, because I would have to like set it up and have like the space and just like the cameras and whatever. But I'm going to I'm making it a thing today. Today is Tuesday, June something, whatever. I am going to start my own cooking channel myself. Like, comment some ideas of what the name should be, like Cooking with Shauna or Shauna's Vegetarian Meals or something like catchy. But see, like that's the power of like the internet. Like now we live in such a time where that is possible. And I don't have to be on the Food Network. I could be on YouTube and it could still happen. Oh my gosh, I just got so excited. I don't know why, but like I'm here for it. So I know the other vegetarians, especially like Black women, would love to see another Black woman, because I love Tabitha Brown. So I feel like I could be like, I'm Shauna, but like I could just do that and people can like be influenced by me. So, okay, dang, that just went so off like what I'm talking about today. But I'm really just here for living out my dreams and doing everything that I want to do. And I think it's going to happen. I'm manifesting it. I put it in the universe. So, you know, only I can stop myself from doing it. But I do feel like being a woman in a culinary field, it is 10 times harder than being a male. I can tell you right now, me personally, I have never met a woman executive chef. From all the places that I worked, in my experience, my culinary experience, the sous chef and the executive chef were always men. And that's just where I've worked. I know that there are executive chefs that are women and sous chefs that are women. But from where I worked, no, never, 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 never. Like there was only even one Black man that I ever seen that was an executive chef. So from my experience, it's just in where I worked. Oh, let me tell y'all, it was so hard working in a kitchen, a culinary kitchen with like my chef when I lived in Florida. He was so hard on me. And like, y'all know I cry. I'm emotional. So I used to cry all the time because it was just like, I've never had someone be that hard on me or yell at me or just make me feel like I wasn't worthy to be where I'm at. And the thing is, I worked just as hard as that man that's standing next to me, even harder, you know? So it was just like, it just always felt like, oh my gosh, why is he targeting me? Like, it's so hard. But that's the way he treated like all the women that I worked with. So when I worked there, there was 2 Black girls. It was me and then another girl. And then there was a Hispanic girl and then there's a white girl. And the thing is, we all worked on the garde station, which is the cold station. So I feel like this is a thing though, like as women in the kitchen area where I worked, all the women worked the garde station, which is like the salad station, the dessert station. It was rarely women that worked the hotline. And that was like the grill, on the grill or on the fish station, like how ours was set up, or the plating station. It was always like, oh, you have to work garde. Like, no, I don't want to make no salad. I want to be on the grill. I can cook a steak just like this guy. I can make fish just like this guy. And it's just like, I really had to prove myself and show that I got it. Like, and the crazy thing is, I worked every station. When I was in Florida, I knew every station. So I knew the garde station. I knew the fish station. I knew the plating station, and I knew the grill station, right? Let me tell you. So when I worked at, I don't know if I want to say that name because I don't want them coming back to me like, oh, she was talking about this place. So we're just going to leave it blank. So when I worked in Florida, I worked at a seafood restaurant, right? And when I first went, I went as an intern. And then after I was an intern, we got promoted to cook 2 or cook, no, it was a cook 3. So it was intern, cook 3, and then cook 2. So by the time I left, I was a cook 2, but I was working as I think a cook 3 when the other interns came in from the school that I went to. So like all the interns come in like every, I think October it was or something. So the guy that chose to work at my restaurant, he automatically just got to go work in the middle station to plate, right? And let me tell you, I worked so hard to be able to work on the middle station, and I never really got to do it. I mean, I did eventually, like after a while, but it was just like the fact that I had to come in and just work garde and he got to just come in and work the middle station already. It was already just like the side eye to him, like seriously, because I am 10 times better than him. Sorry, I'm gonna toot my own horn, but I can run circles around this kid. And I don't know what that sound was. It's like raining outside. I don't know. But yeah, like period. I'm like, I can run circles around him, like regardless. I know that he was an intern, but still it's the fact that I've been here for a full year. Like, why am I not, you know, it's like, I need to work that station. He needs to come over here and work salads. So the one day, like, I don't want to say I like wanted to like see him fail. But it's just like, I feel like I deserved to work that station. And if you wanted me to work that station, then let me work that station. But he was working the plating station, which is really kind of easy, but not easy, because the way our restaurant was set up, so it was like the garmentier station, then a fish station, the plating station, and the grill section. So the person in the middle basically controlled like most of the tickets. So it kind of was like you had to be really organized. So like you would plate the food, and then like say a table had like a fish dish and then had like a steak, you have to be like fire the steak, because this fish cooks easy. It cooks quicker than a steak, you know, depending on the temperature, but fish cooks pretty fast. So you'd be like, fire the steak or fire the fish or whatever. So to fire it, and then I think we was just like fire table 7 or something. And then as he's plating it, okay, you got the fish, because the fish will be handed over to the person that is plating the steak, because in the middle. So we didn't, hold on, I'm talking too much, too fast. So the grill station plated all their food themselves. The middle person would plate like mostly all the fish dishes. So like fire table 7, the person that's working on the fish station would like hurry up and finish the fish up, pass it to the person that's plating. And then you would literally have to be like watching the grill station to be like, okay, like the steak's almost up, and get my fish plated, put it in the window, it all goes out, right? So this newbie, he's working the middle station, and he is, I'm not even joking, like when I'm telling you it was like a downpour on him, like he was just getting hit. And I'm over there standing there, and like I'm watching him, and I was like, I wanted to go over and help him, but no, I'm not going to go over to help you. I can do that station by myself. Put me on that station by myself. So since you want him to work that station, okay, let him work that station. Like, what do I look like going over to help them? So my chef was looking at me. He was like, Shauna, he needs your help. And I'm like, of course he does. Of course he does. But I just want to tell y'all that story, because it's just like, I'm fully required and taught. I worked for this man for a full year, and you see my potential. You see what I can do in the kitchen, but yeah, you let this person who's an intern work the station when I had to work my way up to that. No, I'm not okay with that. Just because he's a man, I'm not okay with that. So I'm gonna let him get rained on, basically. So yeah. And then let's see what else I want to talk about. So I want to talk about basically being, I hear a lot of people always say like Black women in like corporate America or just in the job general, it's like we always get that like they're being aggressive or they're being angry. You're an angry Black woman. And I hate that. I really hate that, because a lot of times when I work at a bakery, so I deal with customers a lot. And my face, like literally my resting face, I don't have a resting bitch face, but I just have a resting like that's just my face. Like I just have a resting face, and it's just like, no, I'm not happy, but if I'm walking around smiling all day, it look like a creep. Like I look creepy. So it's just like, I hate when I'm at work and I'm like either stocking the stuff up or I'm just walking around the store and someone out of nowhere be like, smile, you need to smile. Or when I'm in a grocery store and someone tells me I need to smile, it's just like, what? Mind your business. What are you talking about? I need to smile. I'm happy, sir. What makes you think I'm not happy? Because my face doesn't scream happy? You don't know me. Like, that's really offensive. That's really weird. Like, you should really mind your business and stop telling women they need to smile because they don't look happy, or that Black women are aggressive. Or, you know what ticks me off too? It's when there's a problem, right? And it's just like, it doesn't even have to be with like a white person or Black person. It's just like in general, when there's a problem and there's a Black woman involved, and it's just like, you have to basically feel like you have to hold your composure or not snap out because you're the one, you're the problem, or you're the aggressive one. And it's just like, no, like if I'm upset, just let me be upset. Why do I have to be an angry Black woman? If someone pissed me off, why can't I just be upset about it? Why do I have to be an angry Black woman? You don't go around saying, oh, there's an angry white woman, there's an angry Black man, there's an angry white man. But it's just always like, oh, she's an angry Black woman. You don't know what's going on in my life. What if anything could happen to me? It doesn't matter, small or big. It does not matter what's going on in my life. You do not get to say you're an angry Black woman. No, you do not. No, you don't. You don't get the right to say that. I'm sorry. Like, stop saying that. Stop telling Black women, like, you need to smile more. I'm happy. I'm happy. You see? I'm happy. People are crazy. So I have all these notes. Okay. So, let's talk about this. So I'm reading Gabrielle Union's book right now, her second one. And she talks, I believe in her first one, she talked about this a little bit, but basically like being a super, I don't know the exact term, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm just going to say a super Black person, like a super, like, yeah, just a super Black person. And basically that is a person, a Black person who has to be like, work twice as hard to be where like a white person is. So basically in her book, she explains that and how she like went to a school where she was like, she was like only like 2 or 3 of the Black people there. And she had to work so hard just to be like, be seen basically. And I hate that. I hate that it's like, as Black people, we have to feel like, or we have to work twice as hard. We have to, this white person staying up till 5 o'clock to study, but no, I have to stay up till 2 a.m. to study because I have to get an A. I'm Black and I have to get an A, or I'm on the football team or the basketball team, or I'm in this sport, or I'm doing anything and I have to be so much better than everybody else because I'm a Black person. So I have to be the super Black person. And it's like a real thing. And a lot of people experience that. And I hate that for us. I don't think people understand how hard it is to be a Black person in America. And it's just like, yeah, there's so many other things going on in the world, right? I feel like every country has like their trials and tribulations. But in America, it's just like Black people versus the United States. And I don't understand. We're in 2023. I just don't get why we still have to fight so hard for things. It blows my mind. But I really feel like I want to read. Well, I'm still reading the book, Gabrielle Union's second book. But then she did talk about too how her friend, she's an actress in the industry, and she basically was up for a part. And they offered her like X amount of dollars, right? And she turned it down because she was like, oh no, I need more money. And so her friend texted Gabrielle or called her and was like, well, look, they offered me this part. I said no because I wanted this money. So you ask them for that same amount of money and see what they say. So just like her friend said, they called Gabrielle. They offered her lower. Gabrielle was like, no, this is how much, the X amount of money is how much I want. They said no. So then her and her friend made a list. This is like the last chapter that I read. So I'm like glad that it kind of works out with what I'm talking about. So her and her friend made a list and of like Black women, Black actresses that they think that this movie would call to like try to get them to be the actress, the main character on the movie or whatever. So they made a list and they start calling everybody on that list. So they called the next person and was like, look, they're doing this movie. They're trying to charge this much. You demand this much and see what they say. So every time they would call the next actress, they would like their money would go lower and lower and lower. And she was saying, I'm glad as Black women we stood up and we all said no, because it just makes no sense why this other person or this white man or somebody is getting paid more than what I deserve. And I was like, yes, like I'm glad that they stood up. And I don't know what movie it was. I don't know which certain actresses were, part of it, because she doesn't disclose that information. She just says like our friends or whatever. But too, it's so crazy because yesterday I just saw a video, Viola Davis. I'm going to probably post it here. Yeah, I don't know. I seen it on Instagram, so hopefully I can screen record it and then just insert it. So let me move my face over. Maybe I'll just pause the video and play her video. But basically she was saying like, as a Black woman. Oh, she put some respect on her name. Give her her flowers. She said, I want an Emmy. I want a, you know, I'm going to lie. I don't know how the awards she said she won, but she won all these awards. And she was just like, I've been on Broadway. I've been on TV. But yeah, I have to work 10 times as hard. And I don't even get half of what I deserve money-wise. And as like these other like white actresses. So yeah, I'll put the video here. You can listen to it. And, you know,
they're getting paid, which is half of what a man is getting paid. Well, we get probably a tenth of what a Caucasian woman gets. And I'm number one on the call sheet. And then I have to go in and I have to hustle for my worth. I have more than a 30-year professional career. I had a friend who said, yeah, but Viola, your career is better than my career. I said, yeah, but you can't compare me to you. Because once again, I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy, I got the 2 Tonys. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway, I've done TV, I've done film, I've done all of it. I have a career that's probably comparable to Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, Sigourney Weaver. They all came out of Yale. They came out of Juilliard. They came out of NYU. They had the same path as me. And yet, I am nowhere near them. Not as far as money, not as far as job opportunities, nowhere close to it.
Take what you want from it. But yeah, I just really, I'm like, yes, I really have to talk about this topic. Okay, and then let's see. So yeah, I talked about like basically not getting paid enough. I definitely feel like people, okay, so I can explain it too, because my last job, I was a kitchen manager, and I'm not gonna lie, I was getting paid $16 an hour as a kitchen manager, and I was doing so much. I was doing so much stuff, working all day, stressed out, mental health on -0. It was horrible. And there was a cook there, and yeah, he'd been there for like 2-3 years. So yeah, he does, you know, okay, cool, right? I don't care how long you've been at a company. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if you've been there for 20 years. If I am a manager, I'm above you and I'm doing more work, I need to be getting paid more. And that's a fact. I don't care. I don't care how long you've been at a company. Like, yeah, you get this much money, but if I'm the manager and I'm doing more work than you, I need to be getting paid more than you, right? I think he was getting paid like $18, $19 an hour. I'm not even gonna lie. And you know what else this man was getting? He was getting gas cards, because he lived like 40 minutes away. Okay, I see the gas card thing, but I don't see, no, I don't, because it pissed me off. It all pissed me off, because I'm like, I don't care how much. And the fact is, so the person who owned the restaurant, someone else bought it from him. So the guy who bought it, I like met him and we talked, and then he was just like, well, this is how much you'll get paid. And he offered me salary, but I was like, no, I don't want salary, because I want to get paid. Like, if I'm staying here for 15 hours, I want to get paid for all 15 hours. I don't want salary. But again, that was my first time being a kitchen manager, and I really didn't know. Like, I didn't know I could request more money. I didn't know I was being basically bamboozled, and I was really, it ticked me off. That was really like the last straw when I found out how much he was making, and like the fact that he got like a gas card. Like, he makes more money, so he has money to get gas. So why why are y'all giving him gas money? I don't care if he lived 3 hours away. Go find a job where you live. But yeah, so now I know better. I will never, I'm gonna tell y'all the biggest piece of advice I can give. Do not overwork yourself at a company who can replace you by tomorrow. Don't let them tell you that you don't deserve what you deserve, because you deserve all the money and more, for real, especially if you're a hard worker and you just go above and beyond for a company who will not do the same for you. So I definitely learned my lesson there. So I would never know. No. Like, if I'm a manager somewhere, I'm getting paid what I deserve, or you can find someone else, because I'm not doing it. And that's on period. Okay. What else do I have to say? All right. I think that's pretty much it, but I do have here like periods. So I struggle, like, if I was like president, which I don't want to be ever, but like if I was like no, because the president doesn't make laws. It's really like the Supreme Court, right? I forget about history and how that works, but I think, yeah, the president doesn't really make the laws. It's like people under him, right? Yeah, the Supreme Court. I forget. Don't come for me. But I do, if I was empowered and I could make laws, I would definitely make it a law that women should have like the first 2 days of their period off. Because when I tell you, like, it is horrible. It is the worst experience going to work and being on your period and having cramps and having migraines and then having hormones. Like, literally, it feels like you're just bipolar. Like, when I'm on my period, I literally have the worst mood swings. I can be happy and one thing can trigger me and I will be crying, I'll be sad, then I'll be upset, I'll be happy. It's just like all these emotions I can feel in a 10-minute time span or a whole day. It's just like, it's really crazy. And I feel like we deserve to have at least like the first day off of our period or a first day. And then I know some women on birth control, so they don't technically have periods. But either way, I would make it to where all women could have like 2 days off each month for their period, or not period if you don't have one. I would just make it work somehow, but I really feel like that should be a thing because I don't want to have to take medicine all the time. Sometimes it don't work. Sometimes the only thing that can help is me like having a backup heating pad and relaxing at home. Now I gotta do this freaking 8-hour shift and feel like this, and then yeah, it's a no for me. But that's pretty much everything for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your opinions, or if you have any stories about being a Black woman in America, or even if you work in corporate America. I've never worked in corporate America, so I don't really know the differences, but I know that there are similarities. So if you are a Black woman in corporate America and you want to comment and tell me like how your experience is, what else? Or how do you feel about like my period law? Like, I'm gonna make a period law. I'm not gonna do that, but like if I had control and I can actually do something, I would do something, because I feel like we deserve that as women. We deserve everything. Because we make the world go round, period. I don't care what anybody else say. Women make the world go round. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Yellow Couch Talk with your girl, Shauna Graham. Be sure to come back next week for another episode. I think I'm just going to start posting Tuesdays. I don't know. I just been working a lot. So like when Monday comes and I'm tired, or I probably will be at work again, I just be tired, and I'm trying to get a hold of this like podcast schedule. But at least if I post it once a week, I'm good with it, no matter what day it comes out, because at least I'm posting it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.